Hey guys, welcome back to the shop for another round of SNS. So we're gonna do another two-part this week, and if you're here for all machine work, stick around for the second part. We're gonna have a lot of machine work there for you. I got some motorcycle flywheels that I had to do some lightening on again, so we get into that a little bit. This episode right here, we've got some tools I want to go over, some of the normal stuff. I've got a lot of viewer stuff that's come in that I'd like to share with you. A couple of really interesting items that I'd like to share, just really nice stuff. As always, my viewers out there wanting to send stuff in, and I'd like to share that on video right here. So I wanted to talk about a couple things to start off with. First one is the audio issues that I've been kind of having. Some of you guys have noticed that. I've been noticing it myself. Whenever I put the video up on YouTube, I usually look through it one time to make sure it's right. And I've noticed that sometimes the audio is messed up. To be honest with you, it's really hard to pinpoint where the problem is, but I always kind of narrow it down to the actual USB port on the side of the camera there, where the mic adapter plugs into. I had that problem before. I believe it was last year. Keith Ward had fixed the camera for me, where I had dropped it and it messed up the USB port. I want to say that maybe it's that port again that's messed up, because I've been testing the camera and I'm continuing to have issues with it. In part 2 of this SNS, I'm down there on the Monarch, and I mentioned it because I had to do some voiceovers, but there's a few clips I got no audio in, and then there's some clips that I got static in, and then there's one clip that I left in there for you to hear where it's like static, and all of a sudden like it just goes right into audio. So I think there's a short somewhere in the USB port. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. I went ahead and swapped out cameras. The one that I'm using there is usually on this gimbal mount, so I just swapped them out so that I can rely on this. Hopefully I'm capturing audio because it sucks whenever you're filming and then you go to make your video and all of a sudden you preview it and there's no audio or messed up audio. Man, it just ruins your day. So I did some tests beforehand, and this is working pretty good right here. So we're going to keep on going with that. I did a search, and locally here I found there's a few like new GoPros for sale that's really not that expensive. So there's one of them that I'm probably going to go pick up real soon, probably this weekend, and put that to use, and hopefully it'll work fine. They said they'll only use it like a couple times. A lot of people get a GoPro and they want to use it, they want to make videos, and then they find out how hard it is to actually use it and make a video out of it. So a lot of people get them and they just sit around and they decide to sell them. So hopefully I'll go grab me one here locally pretty soon. I wanted to go ahead and give a quick mention about my Patreon page. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel here, monetary support, pitch in a buck or whatever, you can go over to my Patreon page and support me there. I do try to use those funds for the shop. I pay the power bill out here, and I use it for tools when I need. Coming up here next weekend, I've got an electrician that's going to come out, and we're going to start running electrical outside, on the overhang outside there, the porch. First thing he's going to do is go ahead and start running 3-phase power out there to hook in my the electric press, the big drill press that sits back here by the air compressor, and then also have another area that I can hook up another machine later. And we're also gonna run some power for lights out there, a light switch, and then receptacles along the wall. And I need a 220 plug out there for my welder and my bandsaw. So that's some stuff that we're going to be working on here real soon, start on next weekend. And I just wanted to point that out, that I'm going to be using the Patreon supporters' contributions to pay for that stuff out there. So I try to put that money back into the shop here. So I really appreciate my supporters out there. And again, if you want to kick in a buck, you can go over to my Patreon page. I'll have a card up here that you can click on and take you right to it. Another one of my pages I'd like to mention is my Instagram page, and I'll have a link in the video description you can click on to take you to the computer. But if you want to, it's more of a mobile app, so Instagram's really cool. There's a lot of people that's using Instagram now, and they're being discovered, and they're sharing what they do, you know, such as me and many other machinists, metalworkers, welders, fabricators, and makers. And it's a really cool place to get in there, and you start following people, and people follow you, and you discover things, and you learn a lot. You know, it's just sharing of information out there. I use my Instagram every single day. I'd say almost every day, especially during the week whenever I'm working. I'll take pictures and very short video clips of the work that I'm on, and I like to put that up there on my Instagram page, and people enjoy to view it there. And it's just a really easy and fast way to share something that I'm working on in near real time. So I'd just like to invite you to go over there and check out my Instagram page and hit follow. And if you do, you'll see daily updates of my machine work that I get into every day. Got a couple viewer gifts I'd like to mention real quick. We got a hat from Dirty Doug's Excavating. Thank you, Doug, for that. He had emailed me, said he was going to send the hat in. All right, so we got that. And a couple months ago, I had some visitors stop by, and they're from Canada. They come down here for a wedding and a vacation, I believe. Doug and Patsy, and they're from this company here, Saw Solutions Incorporated. And what they do is they sell bandsaw blades. And I know that they said they go out and they help customers set up their bandsaws. He had showed me some pictures of some big giant bandsaws, man. I mean, bandsaw blades that are like 3 inches wide. So Doug had given me a t-shirt whenever he had come last time, him and Patsy, and it was the wrong size. It was a normal size t-shirt. It wasn't machinist size t-shirt. So he went ahead and fixed me up with the one that I like, the 5X Gildan with their logo on it, Sawing Solutions. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you, Doug and Patsy, for the shirt and the very kind letter and the sticker. We'll have to put that over there on the cabinet. And he also sent this chart right here that is the proper speeds for the bandsaw blades. That was what I forgot to grab. Let me the last visit, whenever they had stopped by, he had brought me these 2 bandsaw blades for the do-all saw, and we got 2 different pitches here. I believe we got a 4/6 and then a 6/8 pitch. And these are some of the popular bandsaw blades that they sell. A little bit of surface rust just from the floor to air. But this chart that he had sent me shows the appropriate speeds, you know, the surface speeds for the bandsaw blades and the materials and the diameter and that kind of stuff. So thank you very much, Doug and Patsy. I really appreciate that. Last week I had mentioned that there was a few things that I brought back from Ohio that was in Abby's suitcase. I finally got that stuff, and that's these things right here. One of my viewers and one of the visitors for the open house, a younger guy that's doing a lot of electronic stuff, and he's helping John with a project. But he had come up to me and said that his grandfather worked for Kearney and Trecker, and he did scraping on the ways, that kind of stuff. And he had these few things that he wanted to give me. I showed the tag last week. So here's some of the other things that went along with that. We have a tap guide. And then this is a motor data calculator. This will give you the information on your wire size and the information that you would need whenever you're wiring up a motor. All right, now we got this metric machining data. That's for tapping holes. And then we have this right here, which is really cool. This is a slide calculator that helps you figure out your RPM, your surface speed, things like that for your different diameter cutters. And you take these and you move these across. And I don't know if a lot of people use this kind of stuff anymore. You know, this is more old school, before electronics and DROs and CNCs became the normal. But these are still very usable around here, especially for guys like me. You know, I'm over here doing some work. But more than anything, it's just a really cool memorabilia item from Kearney and Trecker. And that's just how I'll see it right there. So I'll put these up and go with the other parts of the collection that I have around here. Recently I picked up some tools from my friend Jack Hoying. He usually comes across some pretty good deals and some stuff that he had on his website. So these are some things that I picked up right here. All of these taps, these are called Pulley Taps, and it's just an extended length tap, and that's exactly what they're for, is such as a pulley or a sheave or any kind of large diameter part where you've got a small hub in the center that you've got to bore and drill and put a set screw in. You can get down next to that flange with a pulley tap right here. So these are all like brand new, and he had these listed separate. I believe they go from 1/4 inch all the way up to 3/4. And then since I was buying several things, he went ahead and added this one into the mix there for free. So he always tries to give you a good deal. This is a 1" 8 pulley tap right here. It's not something that you use very often, but they're very handy whenever you need them. So I like to have that kind of stuff around. I've got a couple of them already, but I just wanted to get those. This is a very clean, very nice 24" rule made by Lufkin, and I love Lufkin tools. They're not my top favorite, but they're right there in the top 3. I would say Starrett, Brown & Sharp, and Lufkin are some of my favorite machinist tools, and Lufkin made top quality stuff just like Starrett. So maybe you can see the maker's mark there. A very clean scale, so I love these. I love these 24" scales whenever they've been well taken care of and preserved. So he had a really good deal going for that, so I picked that up. This is another set of Lufkin, you know, a square head and the angle finder. It didn't have the centering head, which you usually see with them, but I mean, I think he was asking $35 for this set right here. Another one made by Lufkin, and it's the hardened steel version. Very clean, well used. I just love this kind of stuff, so I went ahead and picked that up to add to the collection. And then he had these 2 Starrett thread mics. There's 2 of them right here. Now, these are some of the older ones because of the box, but man, these things are like brand new. These are thread mics. This particular one, let's see which one this one is. This one's good for 8 to 13 pitch threads, and of course from 0 to 1 inch. And then this is the one, this one right here is going to be for 22 to 30 pitch, 0 to 1 inch. I've been collecting a few of these because I've never had it. I got a couple more in the toolbox. These he had picked these up, gave me a really good deal on them, so I went ahead and picked them up, and I'll put them in the toolbox. And that was that. He did throw in one additional goodie for free that I didn't know about, and that's a nice A-bomb size tap right here. I didn't know about this. Maybe he got rid of it. Maybe he put it in the box because this is a super odd 1 and 23/32 6. Can you see it there? Yeah. So I don't know what that's for, but it's definitely an oddball size. Something that was probably made for a specific application and only used for that. So it's a hell of a paperweight, Jack. Just for fun, let's compare these two thread mics. This is the one I just showed you that I got from Jack, the Starrett, and then this is a Lufkin that I've already had. This is one I picked up off eBay last year, I believe it was. They're both the same exact mic, 0 to 1 inch, and both for the same thread, I believe 8 to 13. Let's get it around here where you can see it good. All right, so there's the Lufkin and the Starrett. Now, of course, the Starrett shows sign of some usage and some wear. The Lufkin looks like it was brand new and never used. It's just an absolutely beautiful mic. But it looks nearly identical to a Starrett. Nearly identical. All right, and then here's the Starrett. A cool little comparison. I just really like this Lufkin, man. It's absolutely beautiful. So again, Lufkin makes some really nice tools. So don't ever pass up the opportunity to own a Lufkin if it's a tool that you need, that you get a good deal on. They're just the highest quality as a Starrett or a Brown & Sharp tool. This was another gift that was given to me when I was up there at Ohio. One of our visitors there at the open house. I can't remember what her actual name is. I know this says Gingerly Twisted by PJ Halliwell. But she made a nice little handmade item for me that I'd like to share with you. But she is over on Instagram. Let's see. So she is on Instagram, Periscope, and Facebook. So check her out. She does a lot of handmade, I don't know, she makes a lot of art and crafts. So there's her business right there. But check out what in this box, it was funny, she says normally these are F-bombs, but in your case, you've got A-bombs and some F-bombs. So there we got some A-bombs and some F-bombs in there. So just some really neat little things that she creates herself, you know, handmade items. Got her signature down there, PJ, her initials. She just makes this stuff by hand. I know the fuse is a piece of electrical wire, and doesn't it look like it's lit? So very cool stuff. Oh, there's the ones with the, she was telling me that some of them have magnets on there. So there's one of the ones with the magnet. So these you can just stick on your fridge or wherever out here in the shop. I think that's what we'll do. There's an A-bomb with the magnet and an F-bomb. So we'll put these out here and use them on the toolboxes. Very cool. Very nice stuff. Yep, here's a couple more with the magnets. So thank you very much. Very, very cool stuff. And again, go check her out over there on Instagram. Some more viewer mail from one of my viewers named Rick Gearhart. So we've got two different packages from Richard, and I'm going to show you the second one here in just a minute. These are some tools that he had recently picked up and wanted to send me, and there's several of them. There's actually 5 total, but I just got a couple in the shot. We've got some end mill holders and some face mill holders as well. Now this style right here is more geared for CNC machines. You got the V flange in there. That's what they call a Cat 50 that uses, you know, the tool changer here, what grabs in that V flange. And then this would be your normal, like, you know, NT or BT style for a manual machine like I have, the K&T. All right, so we got 5 of those, and he also sent a handful of high-speed steel blanks, all different sizes. So it's always great to have a bunch of those. Thank you, Richard. I'll put these over there with the rest of the high speed, and I've been building up a nice little collection of these 50 taper holders that's going to go into great use in our future around here in the shop. This is the second gift that was sent in by Rick Gearhart. A very special gift, a very heartwarming and very meaningful gift. It's just amazing what people do for me. But Richard has a niece, and her name is Lacie Lawson. She is a sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. And I'm going to tell you what he wrote in his letter right here. So he says, "My niece, Sergeant Lacie Lawson, she is a medic in the U.S. Air Force. She and many of her comrades made this flag happen." And he had some other nice words there in his letter. But let's go ahead and let's open this box up. This is an American flag. So look at this right here, man. This is just awesome. There's the flag underneath it, and let's just see what this certificate says. 389th Expeditionary Fighter Squadron, United States Air Force. This flag was proudly flown in an F-15E Strike Eagle on a combat sortie in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Presented to Adam Booth. And there's the names of the pilots that was in the F-15s, called the T-Bolts. Captain Brandon Wookie, and also Wesley Mako. Very cool. T-Bolts rule. Shock 'em. Very, very neat, man. I don't even know what to say about this kind of stuff. This is just really cool. I will say that this is going to get framed. I'm going to put this in a frame so that I can hang it on the wall. That is a very cool paper right there. And then we've got the American flag. So I don't want to unravel it. I just want to keep it folded up just like it is. And I think that this one right here is going to be another flag that I'd like to keep this one clean. It means a lot. I'm going to put this one inside the house, probably hang it in the office in there. Made in USA. That's the makers of the flag right there. Richard, Lacie, and all of your friends there in the United States Air Force, thank you very much. This is a very, very nice gift. I really appreciate you thinking about me and going through the trouble of doing this, but it really does mean a lot. I'm never going to forget this, and it's going to hold a very special place in my heart and in my office there. Whenever I'm making my videos, I'll get to look at this and be reminded of the generosity of my viewers out there. Well, there it is, finished up, all except for flipping it over and deburring the back side of the holes, but other than that, it's done.